Alright folks, let's talk about the Crenova XPE660. There are some wonderful features on this here projector. And let's start over here. There's an IR sensor in the front. There's also one in the back in case I fail to point it out later. That really makes it convenient when you are using the remote, as it pretty much seemed wherever I pointed that thing, it would pick up the commands from the remote. So you've got this nice big lens on it. Let's look at this from the side. So if I push on this, there's a filter here that I haven't looked up if you can how you clean it, but it does look to be cleanable, and this will be nice to keep your computer nice and clean. Okay, I needed two hands to put that back in. So on this right side, it appears that there are two fans in here, as most of the heat from the lens seems to come out that side. On this side, you have built-in speakers, and I think I mentioned in the video when I'll show some videos playing that the speakers, they're decent at low levels. If you crank them up, they're kind of like TV speakers, what you would expect from a TV. So your best bet with this system is to have it hooked up to a stereo, which I will show you that I have mine hooked up. On this side also we have VGA. Let me turn it. And we have a AV input, which if you saw the cable from the unboxing that goes in there, basically takes RCA video and left and right audio, basically your yellow, white, red cables, into one single cable and to the device, which that's going to provide you a signal less than HD. So I won't be using it. But here is an audio out. So you would use mini stereo to connect. And if you have that, some people have mini stereo to RCA, so you could run that to your stereo that way. I'll be doing mine a bit different, and I'll show you that. Alright, so on the back, here's the other infrared sensor. Two USBs, two HDMIs, which is always nice. You buy something like this, and one of those, if they were to fail, having a backup I think is great. Plus, obviously, you could have one go to a Blu-ray player. In my case, it's going to be a 4K Blu-ray player, and then you could have another device to a streaming option of some kind, like a Roku or the Amazon Fire. Luckily for myself, I have a 4K Blu-ray player that's got built-in streaming devices like that, so I only need the one cable. And you have your on-off switch here, another on-off switch. Imagine that's in case the power button's not working. And then your where your plug would go into. So on the very bottom, I won't drop this. Here is basically your adjustable foot. Notice there's only one of them, and which basically means that you have to get this thing centered on its own, and then raise that vertically. All right, so let's go ahead and look at my setup. All right, so for the time being, I've actually just got this sitting on a chair. This is really going to be used for camping related stuff, and I want to bring a nice big board to project onto. But this is I'm using one of the HDMIs, and over here I have the LG UP970, which has not only a HDMI out on it for video, but it also has audio. And what is nice about that is, come over here, to the Sony 4K stereo receiver, and I can input the audio only to this. So in a moment I'll show you some YouTube related stuff so you can see how that works out. Alright, so it's still daytime in here, and you look outside. So we do have some light. In a moment I will go through the menus, and you'll get to see what I've done to this. I'm using my own user setting, which allows me to increase the brightness. And I don't know that you will be able to see as well how good this looks as it does in person, but it's actually pretty bright. I just like to talk about in their ad there on Amazon, you can see some square pixels there. So if I'm going to go to my YouTube, since it's not, well, it's not copyrighted to me. Obviously, if somebody else wants to use the stuff, I could, deal with that, I guess. But all right, so let's go to my channel, assuming a lot more money. So we happy with what it has. So I'm trying to find some kind of video. You can see I do all kinds of crap on this channel. So here's one video that we can watch. In I have the camera in the lower left-hand corner there reflecting. So now I have this hooked up to the stereo, so it might be a little loud. There I am. I may have to do a hook up a mic and do a
small meteor
audio
of what is left.
And then we get back.
A small meteor of what is left of planet Crenova.
And we had a lot of fun videotaping this.
3,000 light years away. This chunk, glowing green, brings with it special powers. It seeks a host that will do good with these skills and fight evil.
So I'm standing about,
this is the story,
I would say, 15 feet away. I can hear it really well. I don't know if this is picking it up, but it is, not even plugged into an external speaker, and it's pretty loud. So I am, honestly very impressed. It takes a lot to impress me these days because I own a lot of stuff, but looking at the wall, I can see where they patched up the drywall on that shot. But that actually looks really good to my eyes here, folks. And as I get closer, so I was telling you the sound of it definitely overpowers any fan noise. Right now I've got the camera inches away from the fan. So you do hear it a little bit when it goes silent, and then when there's noise again, you don't hear the fan. But this is getting really close to it, so most likely you're not going to sit on top of the projector. More likely you'd be, sitting somewhere like here or further away. But if you happen to want to watch the Inkstain series, I previously had this on another channel, and it's coming over to the channel it's on now. The link is down below under the uploads, and this is a fun series, good for the whole family for the most part. This is what you can do with your special effects and stuff if you get something like HitFilm Pro. But that looks pretty crisp, folks. It's amazing seeing these guys as big as they are. I'm honestly wondering, will I ever want to watch a movie on my 4K TV? Now, I have to figure out how to connect the audio so that I can hear it on my stereo and get the subwoofer going and all that. But
Yes, you're right.
What happened to us?
What do you mean you're ugly?
I feel like there's electricity of some sort going through me.
You're just ugly.
so these guys had a little fun. Show's not totally PC,
I need to lay down.
which is good in these days. Too much stuff is PC. They had a lot of fun making this. And then there we go, 3D graphics. So just a little taste of what a movie or something might look like on this.